A very good morning to all of you, class 6. Welcome back to the English class. This is your personal study. So today we will start with a new lesson in your English grammar, the tenses. This is lesson number 8. The learning outcome of this personal study is to learn and understand all forms of present tense. Okay, here in this lesson in detail, there is an introduction of present, past and future, but in detail present tense is discussed. So we will learn this lesson. So today I will begin the lesson, but I will finish the lesson in the coming classes. Now we know that tenses are verb forms. Okay, verb means the action word. Whatever word which shows an action, that is called verb. And the time when was it done? Present, past or future. These are the three tenses, right? So tense are the verb forms. So a verb has three forms: present tense, past tense and future tense. What is the present tense? When a verb shows an action which is done in present. So if we do something in present, it will be known as present tense. It is done in present tense. Past tense, when a verb shows an action that is done in the past time. Future tense is when a verb shows an action which will be done in future, when we are talking about the time to come. That is called future tense. Example: it is raining. This is a present tense because we are talking about the present time, what is happening in the present time. It is raining. This is example of present tense. It rained. We are talking about the past time. That means it rained in the past. Then it will rain. We are talking about the future, that it will rain in future. So this is three examples, one of present tense, past tense and future tense. Now next in your book is simple present tense. How do we use simple present tense with first person, second person and third person, and what kind of verb, what verb form do we use? Now look at this table. In the first table you will see I, you, we, they. Now here I, you is the first person. First person, I've explained this to you in the last class. First person is a speaker. Whosoever speaks, that is the first person, right? And second person is the person I am speaking to. So if I'm speaking to you, then you are the second person. So here you is the second person. And with the third person, they, right? They is the third person. So here I is the first person, you is the second person, we is the plural of first person. If the first person is more than one, it's a plural of first person. They is the it is the third person in plural form. And we use the first form of the verb. Here the verb is work. I work, you work, we work, they work. So with first person I and we, second person you, and third person they, plural form of third person, we use the base form of verb, the first form of verb. And here example I gave is work. Now in second, here we are using with the third person. Okay, he, she, he, it, all and all other singular subjects. Okay, this is the third person, all singular subjects. That means if the third person is singular, we add s to the verb, to the first form of verb. It was work, it becomes works. She works, he works, it works. Okay, say there's a note here. She, he, it. This is a third person, singular form of third person. We add s to the verb. Okay, but if the third person is in plural, we use the first form of verb. Here example given is work. Then there's few more example given here. I teach, you teach, we teach. Here again there is only the first form of verb. But in the plural, third form of the plural is if the plural is, if the third person is plural, then and the verb ends with sh or ch or ss or o, then we add es to it, like teaches, washes, watches, goes. Okay, this is, we have to keep the spelling of the verb in mind. Okay, please keep this in mind. Then let us see, look at okay, that again here I, you, this is the first person here. Again we use the first form for a singular person, I, you, first person, second person, and plural form of third person. But when the third person is in singular, then verbs ending with consonant like carry becomes Y, will become I. If it become I, we change the spelling. There is a change in the spelling of the verb. Y become I, and we add es. Okay, keep this in mind. Next is uses of simple present tense. When do we use simple present tense? We use simple present tense to express habitual action, that means which we do every day, like we make bed in the morning. To express general truth, which is a truth, a universal fact which cannot be changed. The sun rises in the east. In exclamatory sentences, exclamatory sentence which express sudden emotion, right? Sentences beginning with here and there to express an action that is actually taking place in the present. Here comes the rain. Okay, so here in these three kind of sentences we use simple present tense. One more, to talk about the future event that is part of a fixed timetable. When we talk about a future event which is a fixed part of timetable, that like you say, my school assembly starts at 8 a.m. right? So 8 a.m. is a fixed timing. Similarly, the post office opens at 9 a.m. So these are some examples where we use simple present tense. Okay, now we will I will explain this to you, simple present tense in an affirmative, in a negative and interrogative sentences. What are these? I will explain this to you. Explain these to you now. Okay, affirmative sentence, that is a positive sentence, simple present tense. Okay, I run fast. Negative sentence, I don't run fast. Interrogative sentence, do you run fast? Question mark. So in positive sentence, subject plus verb, depending on the subject, if it is first person, second person, or third person, or in plural, then we use the verb and the object. Okay, then in negative sentences, in negative sentence, subject, we use don't or doesn't in front of the verb, base form of verb. And in interrogative sentences, that means the questioning sentences, we use do or does in the beginning of the sentence. This is about simple present tense in three kind of sentences: positive, negative, and interrogative sentence. Coming to the past continuous, this is the next I will explain to you is present continuous tense. Children, this is just give me a minute. Present continuous tense. Present continuous tense is used to express an action that is taking place in the present time. Present continuous tense, it shows an action which is taking place in the present time. Okay, like I am playing, it is raining. Okay, so these are the example of some present continuous tense. Now let me show it to you in the next slide how to use present continuous tense in all these three kind of sentences: in affirmative sentences, negative sentences, and interrogative sentences. All right. Okay, students, so this is the present continuous tense in affirmative sentence, negative sentence, and in the affirmative sentences. If you see the difference here, I am going. It's present continuous tense, like I told you. Present continuous means it is going on. The action is happening at that present time. It shows an action that is actually taking place at that time. That is present continuous tense. Okay, so here I am going, that means the action of going is happening, and in negative it will say I am not going. In interrogative, that means the questioning, am I going? Then you are going, that is the first person. Second person, you are going, you aren't. It's a contraction of are not going. Are you going would be the interrogative sentence. He or she, this is a third person, he or she is going, or he or she or it isn't going, that is negative. Is he, she, it going, that is a third person. When the first person is in plural, we are going, we aren't going, or are we going. And if it is a third person in plural, they are going, they aren't going, are they going. Okay, so these are some examples of present continuous tense. Once again, student, in the lesson now, what you have left is use of present continuous tense. It is very easy. The use of, when do we use a simple use of present continuous tense is an action that is going out as we are speaking. Okay, I am teaching you. Okay, I am teaching the class. I am taking a class. So this is an action that is going on at the time of speaking. There we use present continuous tense. An action which is in progress but may not be going on at the time of speaking. Okay, that the action is going on, it is happening, it is in progress, that means it is going. We are taking physical exercises nowadays. That means action is going on, but it may not be happening at the time when we are speaking. I am going to learn dancing these days. Okay, so in this kind of sentences also we use present continuous tense. And an action that is being thought of. One more place where you can use present continuous is an action when you thought of, like Richa is going to London next month. I am preparing for IAS examination to be held this year. Okay, so these are the three examples of when to use present continuous tense. Now in this lesson you have present perfect tense and use of present perfect tense. That is all covered in this lesson, and I will add few more detail, and I will take the I will explain this lesson more in the next class. So children, today we have learned what is a present tense, past tense and future tense. We have learned how to use simple present tense, what is the form of verb in a first person, second person, third person, singular first person, second person and singular third person, and how do we use it in a plural third person. And we have used uses of simple present tense. We have learned three kinds of sentences, how to use simple present tense and present continuous tense in affirmative sentences, negative sentences and interrogative sentences. So I hope this was clear to all of you. If you have any doubt, keep it with you, and we will discuss it in the next class. Okay, so I will share this PPT in the Google Classroom. You can just go through it, you can read this material, and if you have there is no homework for the day, the exercises also will be discussed in the next class. Thank you, students.